I'm just going to make a little mount for this thing. What I normally do is just put a mount like that on. That'll go around there, and I will just tack weld that onto the fan shroud. That'll do that. That was actually hooked onto one of these things, one of these heater pieces, pretty weird little things, and it was strapped onto there, so it's just in the way, so I'll just tack that on. The other thing I'm going to do is I have a fuel regulator, and that will sit right there, and I should be able to get into there, up into there to thing that. There's a little piece of fiberglass that comes down here somewhere. I just have to make sure it's not going to come and sit straight on top of that. Measure it up and find out. And the other thing that I have to do is I have the oil pump, the oil filter, and that will come around here, and I'll make a bracket so that can sit right there, so that you can get in there and drop the oil filter quite easily if you want to take the motor out. It was the fuel regulator, and that was hooked onto the fiberglass, so if you ever want to rip the motor out, you had to unbolt all this. So this time the wiring, that is going to be on the motor, and I'll have a 6-pin plug to unplug all those off, and the other loom will come around here for the starter motor, and this one here I'll put it in a place where you can just get in there and unbolt it really easily to get it off. Well, that was what I was after with the coil and the fuel regulator. They sit in there quite nice. There's a piece of fiberglass that comes right down through here. It's 150 mils off, so it's gonna miss that by about 50 or 60 mils. So that's pretty cool. Little bit tight in there with my coil up against the carburetor a little bit. You might right down below the fuel hose. Hope we don't get any leaks. The people that say that you can't get fires and V-dubs from bits and pieces, it's not to do with where you put things. It's to do with your maintenance. If you look at your pipes and they got like cracks or anything, or bad seats on the pipes or whatever, that's what's going to give you the problem. Anyway, the other one, I mounted this in here, and I've tacked the heads of the bolts on so that I can get it from underneath. So that's the only hassle about pulling a motor out. This thing here has to come out with the motor. So the fuel regulator comes out with the motor now, and this comes out with the motor. I don't think it's going to be in the way of anything. Just in this pocket here, the fiberglass comes up and across to that piece. I'm going to put about a 2-litre reserve tank in. The little tank on this thing's, I mean, I can only put I think about 25 litres in it, so it's not much. So the reserve tank means that if I'm going through town on a low tank or anything, I'll be able to just switch it over if it runs out, make it easy. That's just about going ready to get a rub down and a few bits and pieces on it. I think I'll attack this thing over here first. fiberglass all the front of the dash up, and this fill, I'm going to put a boat filler on it and flush mount it, and I'll cut the top of the fuel tank off and put another small cap on top of the fuel tank, so you put your hand inside to take the fuel cap off after you've taken the other one off. I don't think you saw the digger after I finished it either. It came out really nice. I'm really pleased, and it's running well too. There was one piece missing that I finished the other day. Oh, get over here. I had to make a engine cover for it. I milled that out of aluminium. Was going to paint it, but it looks so nice shiny like that, I'll leave it. Oh, that's me for the day. I've had enough. The bones are starting to ache. I can't do a lot of hours. Things get pretty sore after a while, so that'll be me. Probably might get about 3 or 4 hours a day onto it. That'll do me.